Mic check, mic check. Okay. Wow. I'm still getting the hang of this whole YouTube and I use OBS as my overlay. So just bear with me guys. But welcome back to Spectrum Squared. My name is Edward. I'm just your friendly local neurodivergent. And the goal of this video is to, I guess, talk more about myself and kind of give you guys a perspective of where I am on the spectrum and how I got to the point that I'm at right now. Uh, I have been trying for probably at this point well over a year. Well, no, not well over a year, probably about a year now. Been trying to get to this point of pushing myself to put myself out there so that that way I can go on and start to develop some sort of community or some sort of support system behind it. Because I mean, I'm a guy that lives far, far from any family. Um, I stay in Illinois. I have kids, the whole nine. And one of the biggest things now as I'm getting older is I'm realizing just how much the cross between autism and ADHD seems to affect my life. Um, and I'm speaking directly and indirectly. I am 34 years old and I have been on my own for well over 15 years now. Actually, going on, let's see, I ran away at 15, 25 would have made 10 years. Going on 20 years, I've been by myself on my own, making things happen. And the farther that I get into it, the more relevant the symptoms become. Because in my life, it's literally the driving factor behind everything that has occurred in my life. I was a high school dropout because I couldn't pay attention. I couldn't stay focused on the subject. I was unmedicated. My parents, they didn't really know any better. No one thought that it was something that I needed to go on and get the help for. I mean, on another note, I still don't necessarily want to do medication because I don't really prefer to take the medicated route, even though sometimes it feels like I'm at my wit's end with it all and I do want to go on and do it, but it's just not something that I've been supportive of over the years. And I understand modern medicine is the way, I get it, but putting foreign things into my body has just never really been my kind of deal. But of course I say that and I also smoke. I'm a smoker. So, um yeah, I'm just trying to build something from nothing. Like I have been on my own, as I said, going on 20 years, come up this year, August 14th. I'll be 35, and I've been doing this alone since 15. I've lived between New York, starting. I moved to North Carolina. I moved to Wisconsin, and then I ended up here in Illinois. So I have bounced between four places since leaving home at the age of 15. And some of the effects that that has had on me, which I'm again realizing now that I'm older and I'm at the age that I'm at now, is the lack of support or the lack of consistency. And I guess at a young age, I didn't think that the consistency really made a difference. But the further that I get in life, the older that I get in life, I'm beginning to realize that that consistency that I lacked prior to the years that I'm at now, it makes a difference. It makes a huge difference. And I'm feeling the effects of the lack thereof. Um, Something that really, really crumbles my potato chip is when I talk to people and I try to tell them and inform them what it is that I deal with, the neurological disorder that I go on and live with on a day to day. I'm often combated with, oh, well, my cousin or my sister or my girlfriend's brother has ADHD, is autistic, and they don't act like that. If I could understand, or if I could explain rather, how infuriating that is, because not only does it show an ignorance toward what I'm telling you is relevant in my life, it shows an ignorance toward your opportunity to be open to understanding that it's bigger than just seeing your cousin, uncle, aunt, girlfriend's brother, whatever. It's a lot bigger than that. The spectrum is huge. We're talking, just for an example, dyslexia, autism, ADHD. Like, these are just three of the things. And if we go on and we look at the list of all of the different disorders that are on the spectrum, it just blows my mind that people can sit there and say, well, I know someone who has it. Well, clearly you don't know enough about it to sit here and say to my face that you know someone who has it and they don't act the way that I do. And it's quite frustrating. And it's one of those things that removes the motivation that I have to go on and improve myself or feeling open to speaking about it so that I can improve. Because in order to navigate through something like this, you have to have the environment that supports it. And in a neurotypical world, it is extremely complicated to go on and find an environment where you're going to be accepted and people are going to put understanding in front of their judgment before they go on and say, well, this person doesn't act like that. It's an invalidation. It's an invalidation, and quite frankly, it doesn't do none of us any good. Rather, the individual with the neurodivergence or the person that's sitting there invalidating the person that has the neurodivergence. You know, um, I don't know. This is big for me, and I'm trying to go on and find a way to do it and be proactive in it. So let's see. All right, I am still streaming. Awesome. All right. Um, like just to kind of dive into what it is that I've gone through, literally just getting to this point. You know, I'm sorry. I also got some stocks that I gotta check on, and the market's getting ready to open. Monday morning, it's 8:07 Central Standard Time. So just bear with me here. I'm just gonna look over here at my other screen, and yeah. Um, just to elaborate on the process that it took to get me here. When I first decided that I was gonna go on and start talking about my story, I guess to flat out put it, you know, I didn't. I sat in front of my computer. I would create all of this content. I would create cover photos, cover art, all types of stuff. Think about these skits that I can perform, and I didn't. Now let's talk about why. Masking. That's the number one factor in all of this for me. And the reason why it's such a big deal for me is because as someone who has been on my own for pushing 20 years, as a kid who ran away at the age of 15 and had to figure life out on his own, the masking started before I left home. The masking started far, far before I decided to leave home. It started somewhere in my youth, and I think it was something that progressed from a very, very young age. Now, being one of the things that drive my content, me masking and trying to come from behind that mask, I figured the best way for me to go about it, I was going to record the content and then do the editing. But I don't want to record it. I don't want to edit it, because that just puts a lot more of a burden. If I could explain what it's like your computer. You have your computer and you have two programs running on your computer. You've got YouTube because you're watching this video, but then you also have, I don't know, a photo editing app. Now, if you know anything about technology, if you know anything about computers, in order for a program to operate, it requires memory, or AKA RAM, when you talk technical terms. And for someone like me, to best put it, I would say that a lot of the times it feels like I am operating on a system that the RAM is being taken up so much by trying to mask and cover up who I am and be this person that I'm supposed to fit into society, you know, it doesn't leave room for me to be myself. And I know I'm not the only person that goes through it. So ultimately, I would like to find more people who experience this kind of thing and are ready to talk about it, are ready to bring it out and acknowledge the process that it takes. So while all of this RAM is being taken up by this masking, it doesn't leave much room for me to do anything else. And the older that I get, it seems like that hard drive, my internal hard drive that has all this memory, as I'm getting older, that memory is running out. And I've been at my capacity for quite some time. Now, me being at my capacity leads to a lot of other things. I sat down. Now, I support AI, not for the reasons that most people support it. I'm not creating anything that's not real or anything like that. What I do is I use it for research. So that is probably going to be another segment. Actually, not probably. I do want to go on and include that segment to try and sway the opinion of working with AI. Because as gruesome as AI can be, there's another side of the coin. AI has helped me understand the things that I didn't understand a year ago when I first started doing this. It still helped me understand. Like right now, if you look at my phone, I'm following a routine that I built through Gemini, Google Gemini. I have the Pro series of it, and it's been helping me. Like the logic and reasoning that is behind these AI, it's game changing. And I think more people should go on and open their minds up to at least retaining the information that AI has to offer. They say that AI is going to take over, like the movie Terminator, machines took over. Like, sure, that is a possibility, but at the same time, in my opinion, it's leveraging the information that is in front of you or available to you to, if it ever does come to that point, you have the information and you are able to move and analyze the way that you need to analyze. I mean, obviously, AI is going to get better, and I'm sure that there will be more attempts at controlling the information that you're given. But I mean, right now in today's time, like it's still so fresh and new that I don't think they've realized the power that they've given to people. And shout out to the people who use AI for the right things, for the good things, to build business models, to go on and have business plans, to learn about themselves, to learn about others, to learn about countries. If you use AI to go on and better who you are, I commend you because I believe that's what the true purpose behind AI is. But getting sidetracked, again, a symptom of the ADHD, I've been kind of getting distracted, allowing myself to get distracted. because being far enough in the process to where I am in life now, I do have light control over the symptoms, but I'm still in the process of the acknowledgement phase. So I'm still learning about the symptoms. I'm still acknowledging when my body reacts to the symptom or reacts in the ways that the symptoms show. Like stimming, you know, like right here, I'm rubbing my face. I keep rubbing my face. It's a stimming method for me. It is a method that I'm doing because I'm sitting in front of this camera and my nerves are so bad. Like, I don't know if you can see my hand shaking, but my nerves are really bad because I'm not used to putting myself out there. But the goal is to go on and do that, be more open, and hopefully educate some of you guys along the way. Um, if you've ever heard anyone tell you that the symptoms that you're experiencing, rather being aware of it or unaware of it, if you're telling someone that this is what happens and they're minimizing what it is that you're experiencing, that person isn't good for your growth. I'm gonna call it as it is, man. That person isn't good for your growth. And one of the key factors behind having autism, ADHD, is having that support system that is going to be understanding and willing to make those small adjustments to create an environment that is more acceptable for you. And I only know this because I don't have that system, which is what brings me to YouTube. I'm trying to get it. um, I'm still following my script, not script, but I have my production cues and whatnot. Like being told your struggle is fictional because it doesn't fit someone else's very small but outdated stereotype. And when I read that, I swear there was nothing truer I've ever heard other than that, like outside of or within the category of autism, ADHD. So to tell me that my struggle is fictional because it doesn't fit what you've seen, again, it just shows ignorance. The truth is, neurodivergence, it's a vast but beautiful and complicated spectrum. You know, um, on another video, I'll go on and I'll get more into some of the conditions that are on the spectrum, and I'll write that down so that I remember that. Um, let's see, uh, disorders on spectrum. I'm gonna go on and do that. I've got a few other notes here. I also have at the beginning I showed my actually I don't know if I showed it on this one, but I've created cover art. Like these are all things that the ADHD has given me the advantage at being able to complete it. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword because I'm creating these things, but then the perfection paradox kicks in, and it's like, no, this is not good enough. This isn't reflecting what it is that I wanted to reflect. The way that it's not just reflecting what I wanted to reflect; it's reflecting it the way that I want it to be reflected. And I've switched between so many different methods of trying to go on and show the world what goes through my head. And I've gotten to this point, but I think ultimately it has definitely shown how severe it is for me with the symptoms that I experience. So, what I decided to do was I kicked the script. I'm not following a script. I do have a layout of my topics, but I kicked the script because it's just a lot of pressure. And if you can relate, hit the like button or drop a comment, actually. If you can relate, drop a comment and let me know because it feels as though right now with where I'm at in life, I'm the only person that's going through it. No one else can relate. And I'm not sure if that's because nobody or not as many people or maybe hardly any people are aware of it, or just because it's really that that subtle of a topic, you know. And it's been gaining its momentum, and it's been getting a lot of screenplay when it comes to being online. I've followed a lot of channels, I've watched a lot of videos talking about it over this past year, and it is definitely opening up a lot more avenues of creativity now that I'm able to see that other people are going through it. So the biggest struggle that I have now is just simply bringing it to you. I'm talking about it. I'm saying I want to do it. Now, the only thing that needs to be done is the execution, which, again, the ADHD execution dysfunction is a very, very serious thing when it comes to ADHD. So I just wanted to get on here and drop that information for you. And hopefully come across some people. If you're seeing this video, that means that the algorithm either is calling you out, or maybe it's what you've been looking for. And I'm on a journey, and I'm gonna go on and document this journey, which I haven't done over the past year, but I think those were, or that was over this past year, the hardest part of the journey. I'm at a new place, I'm at a new phase, and if you are ready for this journey, then please hit that like button, man. Hit that follow button. Let's come together and let's talk about this. Let's make more people aware. Let's show the world that the neurodivergent community is not just people sitting there saying that these things go on just to make an excuse to get out of societal standard, or to avoid societal standard, because that's what I feel like people think, and I don't necessarily agree with that. So, um, it's stock messages, but I'm trying to go on and get more comfortable. This isn't going to be the last video. I'm probably going to do another video today. I haven't been getting very many views, but I also haven't been promoting. I'm just trying to gain some footing here and gain a little bit more confidence behind the work that I want to put out to you. Because I know once I get those gears turning, man, that hyper focus, it kicks in, and I'm like, go, 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 you know? And I've been sitting here thinking of ideas, trying to find things that would be easily relatable, but I think I put too much emphasis on that. And the emphasis that I put on trying to find things to talk about that are relatable, I think that is what hinders me the most. So honestly, I'm just gonna go on and just talk, man. And if you find something that I say to be intriguing, appealing, or if you want to share your thoughts, man, please do so. I would appreciate it. I'm sure that anyone else that is on the spectrum and can relate to what it is that I've been saying in this video, I'm sure they would appreciate it. So, look, I'm stimming so bad because it just feels so out of place for me to put myself. I'm live right now, and I want to talk about all of these things. There's going to be some more topics that I'm going to talk about: emotional dysregulation, the perfection paradox, masking, all things that I've experienced at one time or another throughout this journey over the past almost 20 years. Damn, man, I can't believe it's been 20 years already. Like, I sit here and I think about it, and that emotional dysregulation, it's like It's like a cup sitting inside a sink, and you let the water run, and it fills up the cup. You let it drip, and over time, that cup fills up. And once that cup is at its capacity, every time it drips into that cup, it spills over. I'm pretty good with analogies, so let me know if that made sense down in the comments. Um, but that cup, it spills over, and that's what's been happening. 20 plus years of sitting down, trying to be this person that my parents wanted me to be, trying to be this person that my bosses over the past years wanted me to be. 20 plus years, man. And I'm here to talk about it. I really want to talk about it. And I'm hoping that we can go on and pull people together and start getting this figured out. But we're pushing 30 minutes. We're at 27 minutes, so I only got a few more minutes to talk. Also, if you happen to have any techniques that work for you, if you are successful at managing your symptoms, minus the medication, minus having to go and take any type of stimulant or downer or whatever you want to call it, whatever they give you. Because again, with the spectrum being so big, there's so many different variables of what kind of medication they can give you. That's something else that I can actually get into, and I would like to get into because it's not just about educating you guys. It's about me expanding my education on it. Medicine, medications for spectrum-based disorders. Um, my pen is running out. Medication for spectrum-based disorders. Oh, wait a minute. Of course, my pen is running out. Again, okay, there we go. Spectrum-based disorders. Spectrum-based disorders. What they are, which I'm sure that can be broken down into different groups. Or if you know anything about it, again, I'm here to learn. I'm here to learn and understand more about the things that occur on the spectrum for other people so I can use that to go on and understand my experiences better. So that'll be more content that I'm going to bring to you. We're hitting that 30-minute mark, so I'm going to go on and get out of here. Stay tuned, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and follow me. We're going to go some places that a lot of people don't want to go when it comes to talking about the spectrum. And I hope that you want to go on and go along with me. I hope you're open to understanding and learning too. So, till next time, Spectrum Squared. I'll see you later.